It came from.
We should get into the next one here. So again, we're telling a story here about this. Let's pretend it's the same person. Although this one was written by Gom Soup on the user experience subreddit. So this next one here, just pretend it's the same person. Now they've been working at this company for a while. They say, is it really that bad to stay at the same company for more than 2 years? They must really like it there. They go into write, I'm a UI UX designer at a medical device company in the United States. And I've worked here for about 8 months. I graduated last year, and this is my first full-time job. Since it's a medical device company, everything is moving extremely slow, similar to the defense industry. Because of that, people stay at this company for a long duration. The team I'm in is getting backstabbed pretty often, but I don't think one of those will become a death blow that will get me fired, hopefully. Since all jobs are requiring at least 3 to 5 years of experience, I'm thinking about staying at the company for 3 to 5 years and move to a different company at a medium or senior level. Thing is, I'm seeing a lot of posts saying that employees that stay at the same company for more than 2 years are valued less. Is it really that bad to stay at the same company for more than 2 years in the industry? Blake.
This is really interesting of a post. So I don't know where the validity of this you're devalued if you stayed somewhere for more than 2 years is in the human factors or UX industry. I don't really know where that's coming from.
I do.
As long as you do, then you can go through it. But it just doesn't seem like, from my perspective, the way this is written, that it's worth just sticking 3 to 5 years out. Because listen, the way that I perceive this stuff is, if you're not feeling like you're either happy, growing, enjoying the process, or learning a lot, then maybe you don't need to be at a company, whether it's 7 years down the line or it's 1 year in. So I don't really know about this whole deal of just staying so that it looks like you stayed somewhere for a specific amount of time, so then you can go apply for other jobs, because that's like having a plan B and just executing plan A until you're ready for plan B. And I just think you might as well go and do the other thing you want to do, because like the post before this, I mean, you could get lucky and get a job offer for something with a lot less experience, or you could spend a lot of time networking instead of waiting for 3 to 5 years and build your way into the next job that you want to do, or be doing stuff on your nights and weekends to help you get a different job. So I just don't really know that if you're feeling this way and you're not really excited about what you're doing and you're kind of worried about the longevity at the company as it is, mentioning like a potential death blow to get you fired, maybe it's just time to consider looking at other places and networking to see what else you could do, and not really worrying too much about the 3 to 5 year cap.
Okay, let me address this 2 years thing. I think the 2 years is being conflated. I don't think people get devalued for staying less than 2 years, right? There's certainly a generational shift. I would say those of older generations, I'll be polite there, typically value things like loyalty to a company, right? And loyalty is rewarded. However, I feel like the younger generations have figured out how to, quote unquote, hack the system. I think the 2 years comes from the, I guess, socially accepted amount of time before moving on to another company, without it looking like you're just jumping from company to company. People in early careers do this to increase their salary. And I think that's where this 2 years comes from. You stay with a company for 2 years, you jump ship to another company, get a huge bump in salary, and then do the same thing another 2 years later, another huge increase in salary, and the cycle goes on and on. And so I think, at some point there's going to be you're I want to say it, you're too old to get a job at a certain company because they want somebody with, fresh out of school or something that's less expensive or something. So it's a trade-off, I feel like, in terms of generational, to get to a place where you will either have work lined up for a while or, you have a steady job. It's weird. So that's my opinion on where that 2 years has come from. I personally value loyalty. I think, if I were in charge of the payroll, I would pay people, a substantial boost for being there for a long time, because that means that they're going to keep working for me as long as their work is good, right? And so, is it really that bad to stay at the company for more than 2 years? Absolutely not. I think it kind of just fits, or it depends on. Damn it, I did the thing. We need like an "it depends" buzzer over here.
Yeah, like the bleep button.
Right. It does depend though on your situation, right? We had a question a couple weeks ago about a mother who was asking about jumping from contract to contract and whether having children impacted that. And if you have children, having a stable job, a stable income might be more valuable to you than, let's say, a 10 to 20% increase in salary. That 10 to 20% increase in salary might also be very helpful to somebody who has a family and mouths to feed. So it can be kind of tempting.
Absolutely.
But it's like, do you take that risk? There's a lot of factors involved. So I wouldn't necessarily harp on anybody for jumping ship after 2 years. And I say jumping ship, but really it's leaving a company. As long as you do it on good terms, then I don't see any issues here. I don't know. It's a complex question, and I think there's a lot of conflation going on there with